Victor, we begin with breaking news. A fast-moving brush fire is triggering evacuations in the San Bernardino Mountains.
Yeah, and that situation is still evolving at this hour. The lake fire ignited just before 4 this afternoon near Silverwood Lake, but then quickly jumped Highway 138. It has since grown to nearly 500 acres, and there is heavy smoke in that area, and structures are being threatened as that fire continues to push north.
Evacuation orders are in place, with the fire potentially growing to 1,000 acres. KTLA's Sarah Welch is live in Summit Valley near Hesperia with the latest developments tonight. Sarah, how's it looking on the ground?
Hi, Corinne. Good evening. It's a busy night for firefighters. Some 400 firefighters are out here fighting this fire from the air and the ground. Let me step out and you can see this hillside here. You can see some of the hot spots on this hillside. The weather, good news for tonight. The weather is cooperating. The winds have died down. The temperatures have dropped. You can see some of those fiery hot spots that I was talking about here. This is along the 138, and it's just across the way from Silverwood Lake, and that's where the helicopters are dipping into the lake for those water drops tonight. Let's take a look at some footage from earlier, some of the flames when this fire, the lake fire, first broke out this afternoon. And it's been just an incredible sight to see the fixed-wing aircraft dumping the Phos-Chek to stop the flames from spreading, and also those helicopters dipping into the lake. Now, firefighters told us about 150 people were evacuated from this area earlier today. They were recreating up here near the lake, and they were taken to safe refuge by the sheriff's department. We're also told that a child out with their parents was treated for smoke inhalation here at the scene and is okay this evening. Now, as you said, Rick and Corinne, there's about 30 homes in this area, this mountainous terrain. Many of those folks have also left as a precaution, and tonight an evacuation order does remain in effect. That is south of Highway 138 from Highway 173 to Summit Valley Road. Now we want to bring in Chris Prater. He's with San Bernardino County Fire to give us the very latest. What's happening right now?
So right now we have crews on the ground. What we're really trying to emphasize is getting a good containment around this fire. We are expecting some high winds tomorrow and some high temperatures. So in anticipation of that, we got crews on the ground, dozers putting in some containment lines, and those are also being reinforced with our aircraft to try and get some containment on this.
What a difference some few hours make. The weather seems to be cooperating, at least right now.
Correct. When we first got here, we had high temperatures and some very erratic winds. Those winds were pushing the fire in all directions, so it made it a little difficult for us to get ahead of it. Once the temperatures went down and the winds died down, it made it much more easier for us to get around this, and we're going to continue to try working on that so we can be ahead of this tomorrow morning.
In terms of the people living outside of the evacuation zone, what is the message to them tonight?
The best thing we could tell people to do is stay informed. If you are in an evacuation order or warning area, be prepared to go. If we ask you to leave, please leave. What that does is it allows room for these units to get in here and do work safely and save their homes.
Thank you, Chris, so much. We'll talk to you in the next hour. And Rick and Corinne, tonight, the good news, I know Chris was saying no firefighters have been injured, and there's been no other injuries with the exception of that young child, or the child that had smoke inhalation but was treated and then is okay this evening.
Correct. We have no reported injuries to firefighters, and we did have one person that was treated for smoke inhalation, but was treated and released.
And lastly, any idea on how this started yet?
We don't have any word on the start of the fire. What we are going to do is have investigators come in, do a thorough investigation, and once we have that, we'll be sure to get it out to you guys.
Okay, thanks. Rick and Corinne, we're going to send it back to you in Hollywood.
All right, Sarah, we'll talk to you again at 11 o'clock. Thanks. You heard Chris say there that the winds have died down, but Kaya said it's just dry.
Oh, yeah, bone dry. And during the 5, 6 o'clock hours when we were first covering the story as breaking news here on KTLA, winds were really strong, gusting up to 35, 37 miles per hour. But as Chris just mentioned, well, things have now relaxed quite nicely, and we're looking forward to more favorable conditions out on the fire lines. But here's all the information you need to know. Again, we're talking about Hesperia and the lake fire with winds sustained at 10 miles per hour, but we still have some decent gusts of up to 17, 20 miles per hour. Temperature at about 75 degrees right now. Humidity value, this is the good news, it's now at about 24%. Earlier this evening, down to 12%. So we're starting to see just a little bit of moisture beginning to make its way towards the fire lines tonight. Winds quite light throughout much of southern Southern California, so not a lot to worry about there. But unfortunately, with the smoke as well as all the particulates, well, we're now beginning to see some moderate to unhealthy air quality making its way through that particular vicinity. I'm going to come back in a couple of minutes. We'll talk more about the lake fire. We'll get into your Sunday forecast, and July 4th right around the corner. Back to you.
All right, Kai, thank you.